What's up, y'all? It's Crypto Kenzie, man. Man, y'all already know what time it is. It's time for crypto and culture. Let's go.
Hola, hola, GNGs. How goes it? My name is Trekk, and this is Trekk and Cryptos to Connect the Conversations with segment. And today, or this night, or I guess I should say, but I guess it also depends on where you are in the world. I got the opportunity to talk with a young gentleman that I came across at the Black Blockchain Summit this year in 2019 at Howard University in DC. And he came like real cool, laid back about it, and he was just asking me a couple of questions on things. I was like, I like this dude. I like his energy, man. Like he hungry in regards to being a content creator, and like he out here with the camera catching the footage. He was definitely doing better than me on catching footage, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Um, and lo and behold, it then turns out he knows X amount of other people I know. Because you know what they say, like when you're in a particular environment long enough, you eventually get to know most of the people, especially how this whole crypto thing work out. And this young guy right here, aka Mackenzie, um, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on? I'm doing very good today. It's actually a Friday evening over here in Tampa, Florida. Florida boy, if you don't already know, I'm from the South. I got that Southern slang, but I speak proper like I'm country. I don't know. I just made up some stuff, but
You
yeah,
did.
my name is Mackenzie. And I'm just in this. Like I said, like you said, we met at the Black Blockchain Summit. It was actually one of the first conferences, like actual conference I went to for cryptocurrency, like just a big conference. And it was the first time I actually had to travel for a conference outside of the state. And I was just like, let me just make the most of this because I don't know the next time I'm gonna do this. So this is like, let me go ahead, just try to reach, network, and talk to as many people as I can. And I was so fortunate to meet you and have this opportunity to talk to you on your podcast, man.
Well, thank you, bro. So like I said, Mackenzie was looking at asking questions on like, getting into the content thing. And for those of you who have been listening or following a while, I never claim to have all the answers. I never claim to be the one doing it the right way. I just say I'm doing it my way. And like I said, come to find out, we know some of the same other people in regards to like, Zay, Bitcoin Zay, um, uh, Ryan, out at Bowie, and it was just interesting to see. But we've been going through a whole back and forth about having him come on the podcast and just talking. Because if you don't know, and this is your first time listening to the podcast, it goes one of two ways. You either end up in segment one called Everyday People, or you end up in segment two called Conversations with. And if you actually go to the website, Trekking Cryptos to Connect, and I think the other like 10 other things that I'm on, you'll see there's a bunch of different episodes and they're broken down into two different categories. And why that is, and actually why I have Mackenzie on this side of the conversations with, is because I want to have this be an organic conversation with no framing questions, right? So we're gonna jump back one and go with the who's Mackenzie and how did you get the cryptos?
All right. So one, the my camera was shaking because I got my little table here. It's like a little garden table. So anytime I even like touch it with a finger, I can do that to the camera. And so I'm gonna step back away from the table real quick and really get into so who am I? So like I said, I'm from Florida and whatnot. My actual background is accounting. So I went to school, USF Go Bulls, for a degree in accountancy. Graduated from there and worked for PwC right out of college. And so after working for PwC right out of college in their tax department, I left them in around 2000, I believe, the end of well, actually about mid 2018. And the reason why I left them is the reason why I got into crypto in the first place. When I realized what the blockchain was and how it was just a decentralized open ledger, I work with ledgers all the time when it comes to the accounting field, and so I'm like, oh, this is just a giant ledger that everyone can read, that everyone can look at. That makes really, and it's on the internet, and it's permanent, and it's never going away. Oh my god, this is revolutionary. How do all you other accountants don't see what's going on here? This is the next level of accounting. And so that thing, this blockchain, it was Bitcoin. And I'm like, oh snap, this makes so much sense. And it's money. And no one can stop it. No one can control it. But what really got me on was so at the time there were a lot of people fixing credit. And I got caught up in like one of those fixed credit pyramid schemes kind of things. Multimedia marketing or whatever. And one of my friends in there was like, hey man, this Bitcoin thing is going crazy at the end of 2017. And so I got caught up in the wave of 2017 and bought at the top and then rode it all the way down.
Woo.
Ooh, yeah, that was a wow. Boy, when I tell you I rode all the way down. And so that was such a huge learning process for me. Like, okay, what did I really put my money into? Oh, there's so much more going on. Wow, this has been around for a minute. Dang, they've been trying to keep this on the hush forever. And so, as soon as I started realizing what it was and what was going on, it was like, oh my God, I'm delivered. I'm delivered, and it forced you. So I've heard one thing, I forget who told me this, but I think it was Tone Vase who said, Bitcoin makes entrepreneurs out of men. I was like, oh, shit.
All of this, all of the slack that Tone be getting, he be having his moments, yo.
Bro,
he
I be like, shit. Moment.
And I'm not saying I necessarily be agreeing with Tone on everything.
I really actually, don't. No, look. He has some points, and I'll say this: for any cryptocurrency that has a figurehead or a leader, good luck. Because as long as there's someone they can go after, they're going to go after that person.
Look what happened to Reggie.
If you don't play ball, and if you don't play ball, bro, did you not just? I just tweeted it out right now. I'm sorry, we're completely going off topic, but whatever.
Oh, this is how it goes. Okay, if this is your first time listening to Conversations With, I don't use framing questions. And the reason I don't use framing questions is because I want the content that we cover to be organically contextual to just what we're going off of, right? So honestly, G&Gs, and I don't know how many of the episodes you got to listen to, Mackenzie, but I've definitely had conversations where we did not talk about crypto for a good hour.
Ooh.
In a recorded conversation on a podcast that's about blockchain and crypto.
Oh no!
But in a bigger picture context.
You can't do that. Oh
yes.
No. And
that's how we working over here.
See, no, here's the thing. We've been talking for at least maybe 5 to 10 minutes now.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even talked about price.
I don't do price talk.
Bro, we haven't even talked about price. That's how you know we in this bed. Like, I don't even care what this thing is doing right now. Do you see what the fuck's going on with the SEC? Did you see what they just came out with, bruh? They going after Telegram. They going after Telegram. I'm like, oh my God. Bro, they the mob. They the mob, bro. They straight up, they Tony Montana, bro. It's a rap. They Scarface, bruh. You can't do nothing without coming through these doors right here. Now, the real question is Telegram finna pay that $25 million or not?
So here's how I look at this thing, right? I think that with what all right. One, I think that the way that the American the American enforcers are working. When I say enforcers, I mean the executives offices. So everything that falls under the executive branch, as far as like the DOJ, the DOE, the all of that fun stuff. But the law enforcement side and the regulatory side of it, those enforcing bodies, I think what they're doing is they're sniping at companies and individuals. And this goes back to the whole thing we started really pushing and realizing what was going on in the space, is where if you got the figurehead, if you got a centralized body of folks or individual who's heading up a company or some kind of entity, if you aren't playing ball in a certain way, they will either that's all you're gonna hear, and then it's like, oh shit, like what happened to such and such? Oh, they got him. Like that
Got him.
bro.
Got him.
This shit is
Got
crazy right
him.
now. And on
Yo,
that, what's crazy
I
is
want to
the
pull
way that
something up. I want to pull something up, but continue.
all right.
Continue.
So the way that the US is claiming jurisdiction on stuff is ridiculous, because if
Bro,
any
I'm
other
talking about
country
any
tried to
other
claim
country.
jurisdiction the way that the US is claiming it,
Oh
oh my
my
God, bro.
god.
I was
And it be making
listening
me.
to
I'm like, it's got to be U.S. and China. That's it. Nobody else says nothing. That's it. Maybe
bro.
Korea. Maybe South Korea or North Korea. But
I
other
was
than that, bruh,
listening to
nah.
what's his name? Kim Dot. Bro. He was on
Kim.com.
Kim Dot, the Aussie dude.
Oh, I thought you meant Kim.com.
Yeah,
Oh, is that him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, hear his story on how they made him, how they got him and made him shut, or how they shut down his web portal, his whole
Mm,
thing. Bro,
mm,
like they literally like did it in a way where, even though he argued, yo, the law in this country says blah blah blah, his own government was giving him up, like, well, we're not gonna go with that. And
mm.
then now they're trying to extradite him. And then you see what they did with Julian. Like
Oh yeah.
Julian was held up in the embassy for what, over 5 years, I think, or about. And they just like finally got to a point where they was able to pressure the UK to be like, yo, y'all need to go in there and get him.
Mm,
And it's crazy, right? On the end of, this is how you know, in my mind, in my little, I'm not an economist or a legislator or a law enforcement person. In my small little mind, you know that someone is onto something when all of a sudden the regulatory body that works as the gate guard to keep things in a certain balance order, and I'm not saying a fair balance order, I'm saying a certain balance order, start coming at you with paperwork saying, well, you can't do blah, blah, blah. And only because you are in that legal jurisdiction are they then able to use other means to force you to do something that is not in your best interest and is not in the best interest of your community. Because at the end of the day, GNGs, for as much like BS bullshit, whatever thing you want to call it, that is talked about the utopia of like what blockchain can do for the world, right? I'm not on that train anymore. I do think that blockchain as a technology can help in a vast number of areas, but at the end of the day, the weakest link point for any technology and any solution that looks to help everyone at the ground level is fucking people. And that's the issue right now as I see it. For all of this stuff that we talk about, what we can and can't do, like, the government can't stop the technology from being developed, but they can stop you in how you use it within their jurisdiction.
mm.
We're gonna make it illegal that you have a crypto wallet. We're gonna make it illegal that you on blah 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 particular exchange. Like, look at how they painted Reggie as, like, they're throwing out the word like, oh, he's a fraud, he's a scammer. Like, they're throwing out terms like that. Mind you, for as much money as he paid in regulatory compliance for what the project first started out as, to where he is now with the project, and then what they shut him down for what he was doing, it's like, yo, that's like straight bullshit right there. In my eyes. Once
Mm.
again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an economist. I'm just somebody who's been paying enough attention for a good amount of time. And it's just like, oh, If you pay up the money like straight up, they let you go. If you pay to play, they let you go. If you want to have a like a nah, we're not gonna pay. Like we're gonna have to fight this out. They they literally try to hit him with the we're gonna hit you with a 24-hour notice of BAM, SEC investigation notice, and we're gonna freeze your personal and business accounts. So we're gonna cut you off at the knees
Mm,
legally and cut your finances so you can't fight us, so you have to kowtow.
mm,
Yo, Kim Dot was talking about how there's a legal practice that the law enforcement does where when they claim when they claim you a fugitive, there's this doctrine that they implement where you can't defend yourself legally in a court of law anymore. This shit is like real. This is how they go after some people. So once they use that as like in court and say, well, such and such is now a fugitive, blah, 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 all this other level of legal action starts coming into play. And you can't go into court to argue this shit. How that work out?
don't even make sense.
Bro,
How am I
he was
sitting at home?
breaking the shit down on and it was on what's his face? Ivan on Tech.
My God,
It yo,
bruh,
I
that's what I'm
remember
saying. Look, any crypto that thinks they gonna run the world and like be the one crypto that rules them all has no chance against no government, bruh. Doesn't have a chance against any government. That's my thing. Like, if we're really gonna have a cryptocurrency that like really outperforms Bitcoin or outperforms this or outperforms that, it's gotta grow organically. It's gotta be like 100% anonymous. It's gotta work, and it's gotta work for a very long time too. And that's something that's like I don't know if someone's gonna be able to build without being greedy about it. You know, I mean, even Satoshi locked up 1 million Bitcoin. You feel me?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, even Satoshi locked up 1 million Bitcoin. So it's like, what are we gonna think when somebody makes something that's really good that they really can't stop, that just functions? But like all these privacy coins with like that are connected to corporations and all these other things, like Ethereum is like the Russian government's play, bruh. And I'm like, cause look it, bruh. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Don't even get touched.
Buterin.
You don't. They don't ask that man no questions. No questions.
Because
Ethereum's a
everybody be looking at the
commodity.
US.
Ethereum's a commodity. Oh, really?
That
Well, there it is.
which boiled down to like, oh, wait. And yo,
And it's
Zay
like,
talked about
what?
this shit
Wait.
earlier.
And I'm like, oh, he
Um,
must got that Russian protection. And he's like, he's been with the Russian government for a very long time, bro.
but at the end of the day, even if they arrested him, what does that mean? What does that mean if your innovation and technology is based on open source and a open pool of developers? You ain't going around the world trying to nag everybody up.
Nah, you just try to control it all. That's the best they can do. That's why do you think Coinbase is involved in DeFi so much now?
In
Bruh, do
my
you do you
mind,
do you see
what
how involved Coinbase is with DeFi? You can connect your own wallet into DeFi, like your Coinbase wallet into DeFi, so that way you don't have to take it out of Coinbase. And I'm
because
like,
Coinbase. Wait, no. Hold on,
and I'm
hold on,
like,
hold on.
what?
I didn't even know that was happening because I definitely
Yeah,
stopped.
Coinbase has integration with DeFi, like pull together, like maker all that MakerDAO stuff. Coinbase has like a wallet. Their wallet can connect to all of that, bruh. So that way you don't have to
So,
use Ethereum MetaMask and make it difficult.
but look at how that worked though,
Yeah,
right?
but it
So
and
for
that's
me, I stopped using Coinbase for like just a lot of shit this year, and um, even for the one thing that I was using it as, I really like backed off with dealing with it with the whole crypto card thing. Um, but that whole thing, like they're doing that Facebook model of upselling. That's all that is. And at the end of the day, that still means you keep the funds in their ecosystem and network, which means they can still utilize it to do what do they call it? God damn it.
Like fractional reserve lending.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
That's what that boils down to.
yeah, because we already know that these exchanges couldn't handle. Like, why do you think they made up that one? What, like, who was trying to make it up? And it's coming up soon, isn't it? Because it
But
comes up at
your key thing, proving your
yeah,
keys.
yeah, proof of
Yeah, that's
keys.
coming up soon.
Yeah, proof of keys. Why do you think they come up with proof of keys, man? And if you move it, I bet you all these exchanges gonna do the same thing they did last time with proof of keys.
So everybody's shutting down.
Everybody's shutting. I'm like, hold up. Unexpected shutdown now of all times.
Under what was it? Under maintenance
Under
with some of the
and
screens.
so my thing's like, y'all know damn well when y'all finna have maintenance. So what you saying is y'all finna have maintenance now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So yeah, but at the end of the day, I got to make sure I know who the big, because we know Coinbase is the strong arm of the American government now. Like, simple and fact, like they're gonna be the new Bank of America. Like, that's who they are. That's who they are. That's who they're gonna be. And I'm telling you, bro, whatever they making moves, what they doing, I'm watching and I'm peeping. So that's what's going on with that. But bro, this is crazy. Like, the SEC coming after Telegram, and Telegram talking about they were finna come out at the end of the month. Now we don't know when they finna come out. They gonna have
With
to
the
make
coin
a
thing?
yeah, boy.
I mean, okay.
They said they were finna come out at the end of the month.
Personally, I don't like. I'm at a point now about this whole like, oh, who has a coin? Let's do a coin thing. It's like, first off, why do we need to reinvent the wheel? Like, when I start talking to people now about who wants to be a blockchain crypto company thing, it's like, wait, is there somebody who already has something that you can just like, make a division off of that, make a fork off of that? Do we really need to reinvent the wheel? Now, granted, Telegram has the money to get the engineers and the devs and all that for it,
Bro, they already got the
but
messenger. All they need to
it's
do is
the
add a wallet to it.
true. But if that's the thing, at the end of the day, just friggin' be a WeChat, yo. Like, all right,
That's
just
the point.
add the feature in.
That's the
Don't
point.
worry about fucking with having your own coin, because it's not gonna mean shit in like 2 years if even you get to launch it. Just, all right, we're gonna add this wallet feature in. You can fuck with whatever fiat you got, or you messing around with whatever crypto it is you got. People are already moving crypto in like unofficial OTC joints through Telegram anyway. That's probably part of the reason why they're going after the ass to begin with, because no one knows what the hard number is for how much crypto actually moves through Telegram as an unofficial exchange.
Hey, I didn't even know that. I didn't even
Bro,
think about it like that. Because I know Telegram's the one place where you can actually have a private message and have it deleted and never return. I was shocked that like they still let that happen.
so I forgot who it was. Was it Luke? Or was it oh god, what is his name right now? I can't remember his name. But I was watching one of his videos on a presentation,
My bad about that.
and that's why you got mute buttons, bro.
Yeah.
He was talking about he was doing a presentation and asked the audience, what is the largest cryptocurrency exchange? And people start naming the major names everybody knows of. And then he was like, how about Telegram? And then you saw kind of like people with the, wait, what? Telegram? That's a messaging thing. And then he broke down how in Telegram people are actually moving back and forth and making agreements on like basically an unofficial OTC shit, right? And about shit, I don't know if this was, I don't remember if this was the end of last year or if this was, no, when did I meet her? So okay, it had to be earlier this year. One of my guests that I interviewed named Rhonda. I forgot Rhonda's last name at the moment. but really cool lady, has a CPA background, comes from the hedge fund like era, Wall Street, worked, been in the islands as far as the money investment stuff. She knows some people, she knows her stuff. One of my questions to her was, and because I had her on the Everyday People segment at the time when I had a different format for the show, I was like, so what is something that you would tell people about that you use that's crypto related? She said Telegram. Mind you, I heard what's his name presentation months before. So this is last year. I didn't talk to her until into this year. And it was probably earlier, like March or whatever. I don't remember what episode it is right now, GNGs. I'm sorry, but you can definitely go back and find it. And she said that. And she explained it why. And she's in one or two groups on the Telegram thing. So she sees things very differently for the conversations she's in. And then I was in New York
So wait,
a
what are these
couple months ago.
conversations like? Tell me how does the I want to know the sweet, the juicy stuff. Like, so how they moving money?
So I'm gonna get to you. So I'm in New York a couple months back, and I'm at this spot in Chinatown. I meet this dude who is dealing in the trading side of the space. He's from one of the countries that we don't necessarily say are enemies, but we're not necessarily friends with them. And it kind of rhymes with Usher. Okay. So now
Okay.
we talking, and I'm like, oh, so what do you do? And he's like, oh, this is what I do. I have the trading thing. I've been traveling to different countries and kind of seeing what the markets are like in places. And I got my personal trading group on Telegram. And I'm like, what? There's a trading group on Telegram? Yo, he busts out the phone, opens up the app, and then it's just scrolling through, showing me like, oh yeah, like people are talking like this back and forth, and then you see numbers going up and down as far as like how much this thing is going for now, how much it goes, and like you see the slippage happening. So in Telegram, what makes Telegram work out well enough for that is that you can add in like your own besides the bot part of it, you can put in the own API thing so you can connect to an exchange and like look at the real time numbers as they move, and then you can
Yeah,
put in
I've been
a
seeing
feature,
that. Yeah, but I've
right,
been
to
seeing
be able to connect it to a on ramping as far as a currency is concerned. That's the part where people are moving fiat and crypto back and forth, and it's unofficial as far as what the numbers are because no one knows how many groups there are and then how many groups have how many people in the groups that are doing it. You see what I'm saying?
dang.
So like what CB's doing as far as Binance, as far as Kraken, as far as what you call it, that's a whole different level, bro, compared to what's going on Telegram.
Cause
And what
oh my god, I know
and
they
and
talking.
and for Telegram, they might not have even been looking at it like that. They was probably just like, oh, well, like let's get a crypto thing because that's like a token or a coin. And mind you, I don't know shit, y'all. GNGs, I don't know shit about it. I'm just looking at it going, well, did y'all really take into account what's going on inside the groups? Like how much are y'all really understanding what people are doing in these groups and how much liquidity is going on back and forth that is in relation to real world value shit as far as fiat and crypto is. I don't know if they had that in their mind when they was like, oh, we should do a token, we should do a coin. They might have not, I don't know, but I do know I've heard it enough now in different conversations. And I just gave 3 examples of points of where it was like, oh, so this is really enough of something that people who are more in tune with the money, price, speculation, trading, and movement stuff, and I'm able to talk with these people or at least have some level of interaction with them, where it's like, all right, if these folks are paying attention to it and they get that, oh, I guess there must be something to it. And it was a signed deal for me when I met dude in New York. And he just came back. He just came in the country. I forgot where he said he was, but it was one of those like, huh. Like, if I was a money dude, for as long as I've been in, I would have definitely been better off financially than where I am right now on some real shit. Um, it's just that's not my cup of tea within the space. And I'm not hating on the folks who are in that
Nah,
part of the
nah.
space.
Look, bro. At the end of the day, get it how you live. You feel me? Like, we've seen people come and go. We've seen scammers. We've seen people do this. We've seen people do that. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, you can judge for whoever how they got their money, how they did it, but everyone's hustling. Everyone's doing it their own way. Everyone, and you can't really judge anybody on anything on how they doing it. So when it comes to like the people who are trading, or when it comes to people who are like promoting margin trading, this and that, just know that that's gonna be there forever. You feel me? How some people, when the ICO boom happened, they took advantage of it, and this and that. Just remember, the people who've been around are always going to remember that.
Oh
And
no, for
so,
sure.
the people who trade, they, if people find it acceptable for them to trade and derivatives trade and do all this, then fine, that's cool, that's them. But there are
Yo,
many ways to make money in this space
yes.
easily.
Here's the thing that gets me though. Like for where I'm at now, right? Um, I've been in long enough to remember what it was like when it was the core things that we had as like what people did. And I compare this a lot to, excuse me, I compare it a lot to hip hop, right? In the beginning, you just had the thing of rap, and like you get into the 90s and you get into gangster rap, and then you get into the later 90s going into like the mid 90s into the 2000s, you get into what is it, neo soul rap and the conscious rap, and now we talking about mumble rap, and then we talking about like all these other different sub things of it, where when I look at the crypto space now from the timeline that I got in when we were a lot more closer to the source, because at the end of the day, look at it this way, right? If Bitcoin was the first blockchain and it was about a peer-to-peer thing, everything after the dev part of it really is a sub breakdown of cryptocurrency as far as being Bitcoin, because there wasn't nothing about trading, there wasn't nothing about exchanges, there wasn't nothing about um hodling. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't nothing about um what's the other thing I'm thinking of right now? It wasn't, well, I mean, you needed the devs to a certain degree, but other than that, it was literally just, all right, here's this system that works for an exchange, a peer-to-peer exchange of value, and you have the nodes. So the miners really and the people using it are the two original parts of this whole freaking thing. Everything else is a extension and breakdown, or a break off of those two original parts.
Yeah. So essentially, well, you can even break it down to the original people who were on the email list, and it was just a small community of very, very educated developers and understood money and understood the internet very well. Then they shared that knowledge with the mining. Then mining became an industry. Then altcoins. Well, then people started forking Bitcoin, making their own Bitcoin. None of them became popular. Then altcoins came, and then now they're slowly starting to die off. So what you're seeing is in exchanges and derivatives and government, pretty much the government coming in and doing whatever they want to do. Second layer solutions, blah 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 blah. All that is just Bitcoin and cryptocurrency growing. It's all just growing. It's all just changing. It's all just becoming its next form. And this right now that we're going through is just a phase, a form of what cryptocurrency is. There's going to be a massive shift of like what we're going to be talking about. There's going to be another generation of people just getting in while we were in like 4 years. They're like, yeah, we're just getting in, da 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 da. And then
Bro,
this
I'm
is
gonna be
what's hot.
so
This is what's
annoyed.
cool. This is what's hot. This is what's cool now. This is what's going on. And they'll never understand, like, even some of the beginning stuff that we probably would never understand about the just the original guys. And so if we know this is just the internet, this is just Bitcoin growing, and this is just Bitcoin doing its thing. It's crazy to think what we're gonna be thinking about 4 years from now, 5 years from now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now, a decade from now, when Bitcoin hits 20. What are we gonna be talking about? You know what I'm saying? How is this place going to change radically? You know, because at the beginning of the internet, we had all these, like, this.com, that.com. Now it's Google, Amazon, this and that. The internet made video games better. The internet made memes. The internet made the way we transfer money different. And now we have the money of the internet. What is this going to change into?
So, okay.
That's what's really got me like wild.
I remember, like, all right. I remember when I first heard about Bitcoin, and I say this shit all the time, GNGs, but y'all don't understand. It's literally how my mind took it and said, "Oh shit, Babylon 5 money, Star Wars money." And it was just like, well, I mean, we already got credit cards, and we weren't at the mobile payment thing yet, right? But I already understood credit cards and the whole thing of digital units and like that stuff. Now, I didn't understand the whole thing of how it worked on the back end as far as what was going on with technology at the time, and then what was the other part of like how crypto was talking about how it worked, right? But I understood enough of the concept to go, oh shit, Babylon 5 money. And if you ever watch Babylon 5, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. If you ever watch Star Wars, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about, because everything boiled down to, if you were dealing in some money talk, you were like, oh, well, we'll do like Federation credits. Oh, we'll do like Galaxian units. Oh, we'll do blah, blah. Did you transfer it to my account? Did you do blah, blah, blah? And then there was the whole thing about how, especially in Babylon 5, you could move certain digital assets, aka credits or units, and it would be like in a black account, a privacy account, and like it. G&Gs, if you ever watch Babylon 5, you know what the fuck I'm talking
Bro,
about,
it's
okay?
because the people are talking in like these dudes. I'm not gonna lie to you, bruh. Go back and watch some early like cartoons. Go back and watch some early sci-fi stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They been called this. They been called this stuff. Cause it's like, oh, if the internet's gonna take over, then someone's gonna make money on the internet, and it's gonna take over. Huh? What do you mean? And we're gonna, like, here's the thing. I truly believe, and I really truly believe, that how we have a separation of the church and the state, we're gonna have a separation of money and state. Now, how long it's gonna take to get there? 50 years. 50 years. I'll probably be gone. But 50 years, I think that's probably when people are gonna be like, wait a second. I own too much Bitcoin for you to be trying to tell me what to do with it. Nah, you good. Nah, bruh. Nah. When Bitcoin, when you can put Bitcoin in an invisible wallet that no one can even figure out how you own it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bruh. It's a wrap. And and people are going to choose to report what they want to report, if they're even reporting at all.
See, that's gonna bring a whole nother level of heat.
And think about this.
CPA.
When you get so many people that own wallets that hopefully aren't all sitting on exchanges, God forbid that happens, But now you've got the IRS coming out with rules saying, "Oh, hey, if you have Bitcoin in a wallet and you control it, and you get a forked coin like Bitcoin
That
Gold or
shit don't even make no sense, dog. Yo.
and that happens, and they're saying, well, if you don't want to deal with this tax effect, if it's on an exchange and they don't give it to you, it's at their discretion that whenever they do give it to you, then you have a taxable event. But we know damn well these exchanges ain't finna list Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Yo Mama, Bitcoin whatever. They have the
Yo,
coins though. They have that fake liquidity just sitting out there, but they're not gonna give it to the customer.
okay. So here's what annoys me in that right there, right? So when you look at all of the news things flying around, pretty much everyone framed it like, oh, the US government, the IRS gave out guidance on, and this is like, this isn't fucking guidance. This is bullshit for potential entrapment and being held accountable for something that you don't fucking control. Or,
Think
or,
about
or, or better
think
yet, that you're not even fucking aware of. Yo, when I have to talk to my CPA on stuff, and I'll be like, all right, well, I haven't looked at this since we last did taxes. I don't know what that stuff is. I don't even know it was there. Like G&Gs, this is how far removed I am from this whole like price speculation thing. I don't go looking through my thing like, oh, well, how much is this thing now? And how much? Nah, like I'm at a it's funny. I was saying to somebody earlier today, right? Most people got into the space because of the price, but they stay because of the tech, right? Excuse me. And we make that statement in jest and in joke, but like if you've been in this long enough, you understand what I'm saying. And I know that when it comes to what just came out today, and to make it seem like, oh, they gave us some clarity or some better guidance,
they're
like
taxing
not
us for
the
using
fuck
some
at all.
technology.
Say it
They're
again.
they're taxing us for using technology. They're taxing us for saying, "Hey, if you use this technology in this way, we're gonna tax you on it. But if you use it in the way that we say is okay to use it in exchanges, in something that we can see and control and understand, and that way we can control you, then you're good. But don't
Hold on,
dare
hold
hold
on.
it in your own wallet."
All right, I'm gonna throw this one out there for you. Yo,
Bro, they savages, bro. They're
what do you think
savages.
it's gonna be like when Coinbase starts just straight up taking people's money and giving it to the IRS in the US?
Think
How
about
long do you think before that's gonna go down?
wait till Coinbase doesn't allow you to take your Bitcoin out anymore.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Watch when when they put a limit on how many times you can withdraw your coins out of Coinbase a month, a week, and bruh, wait on it. You already got limits on how much you can deposit into your regular bank account a week, a month before they say, "Hey, you got too much money coming through this account. We're gonna have to go ahead and shut this down." Wait till like they're already doing that. Wait till you can't even take your Bitcoin out of Coinbase, and they're just like, "No, no, no, we don't allow that."
Speaking of banking practices,
Just wait on it, bruh. Just wait on
but
it.
yo, G&G's, like we over here joking and ha-haing about
Nah,
it,
bruh.
but
Just
I'm
wait on it.
telling you,
Wait on it.
it's gonna happen. And when it happens, the fucked up part of this whole thing
So
is
the thing is, like, we're not even psychics, bruh. We're not psychics. We just know how the government reacts to things now. That's all we like.
the
All we
track record
that's
is
all,
there.
bro. The track record, like, all we're seeing is, oh, well, how will the government try to come in and say, hey, we don't need people controlling their own funds? Coinbase, don't let people withdraw no more, huh? Don't let them withdraw no more. That's what we said. Okay, done.
It, it's gonna be the tap on the shoulder, like, yo, you need to stop that. And then
Hey,
like, wait,
hey,
what?
hey, that's no. We
And
don't
it's
like
like,
you
no,
talking
but
like
if we
that.
do that, then the like I'm like I honestly think that when
Ooh.
they start doing it, and yo, I might sound like I'm talking bullshit, G and G's, But at the end of the day, when this happens within the next 3 years, and I'm counting it from 2020 to like 2022, 23.
Man, wait till FedCoin comes. I
No,
think that
hold on.
ooh,
Watch where I'm
ooh,
going
ooh,
though.
ooh, ooh.
It's gonna be a little like sideways implementation of some kind of new our terms of policy change. That's what
Mm.
people be forgetting. And King and Zay say it all the time. The new federal policies will happen on a Monday or a Wednesday, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we off on Friday." And then next thing you know, come Monday, some whole new thing done came in. Case in point, this thing that just dropped with the IRS situation, it hit on a Wednesday.
Bam.
That's when it went public. My point, G&Gs, is that the situation will happen when they are going to drop it publicly. But as far as Coinbase, and we might be harping on this Coinbase situation right now, and I'm gonna say only because within the American market, Coinbase is one of the bigger players. If you talk about global market, then we get to Binance. But we talking about American market right now, and how many people in the States is on Coinbase. I almost guarantee it'll go where they're gonna do it, and we're gonna find out like weeks and months later
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. It's gonna have
they
to
ended
leak.
up
It's gonna have to
and
leak.
it's
It's gonna
gonna
have
be
to
a
leak.
leak,
And
and
then
then there's
people
no
gonna get mad. Why didn't y'all just be truthful with us from the beginning? Blah 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 blah. Think about this, bro. I want you to think about this. How many whales do you think are on Coinbase?
I
That's
would say less than people think.
you think.
Less than people would like hope. Why? Because at the end of the day, if you serious about it and you know that, like put it
But
this way.
but you have to think about it. They must have that stuff. If you weren't like whatever, they must have your stuff lock and key. Your whole information lock and key, saying, "Hey,
No,
we
no.
can't have you take $4, 5, $7 million out."
Right. But here's what I'm saying. If you're not like within a certain, and this is X amount of assumptions of I don't know shit, G&Gs.
What?
Um, if you're not on a certain level or at a certain within a certain clique of folks, right? Would you put your money at that level, at a whale level, into something that you knew you couldn't move independently when it suited you? That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
So if I'm a whale and I know that if the market moves a certain way because one of the other whales or two of the other whales
It's doing
decided
some
to
silly.
do something and I'm not in on that click, that could be like, all right, let me pull my stuff this way. Why the fuck would I put my stuff in a third party account that I'm gonna end up being like holding the bag? No. So like my
Mm.
point to say this, G&Gs, and I know we kind of going in on Coinbase and shit right now, is that I don't think honestly there are as many whales on Coinbase in particular as people might think. There's X amount of whales in the space for sure, right? And then the question is, are you talking about like the old school dudes who got in back in like 2010? Like put it this way, man. Aside from the folks who go public, like Tim Drape and
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know
yo, think about this.
they rubbing on their
How many of
shoulders.
the folks who was in from back then do you actually know publicly?
Because they know.
Exactly.
Because they
Because they
knew.
know better than to fucking be public and they know better than to deal with third party exchanges and third party wallets.
But somebody had to be public.
Yes, somebody did have that's
Somebody had to be
Tim,
public.
that's Roger, that's god damn it, what's his name? I but that's all of the people you see in the space right now. That's all of the people that like on some yo. So I remember when the whole thing of like showing your blockfolio started being a thing.
Oh no, y'all! I remember when Ian was doing that on Instagram and whatnot. I remember all that.
And it was one of those things where I was like, okay, like that's what everybody doing now.
Oh, so you got
But if
at
you
least one. You got at least how many? How many you got?
But
10.
no. But
Ooh, 10.
if you notice, it was a lot of the newer folks that came into space. It wasn't the old heads.
Because
The
they knew
old heads,
better.
the old heads did not really run through talking about, oh, I got this, I got that. Oh, here's my public address, and you can see all of my Ethereum stuff. Or here's my wallet, and you can see all of my stuff on Exodus. No, and I honestly blame what's his face for that. And it's crazy because I was definitely rocking with him in the beginning, man. Like I was really
Who?
um glad to see him like getting out there and pushing out content. What's his face, man? Excuse me, Travis? No, not Travis.
Trayvon?
Trayvon.
Trayvon James?
Yes. Like I was on him early in the beginning. And I'm like, oh, hey, dude, like, yo, it's a black dude out here doing it. He putting out some good content. He letting cats know what's going on. He trying to, put people onto this crypto thing. And then he started doing some other shit, man. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not hating on the dude as far as the particular direction he went into.
But
What
it
gets
it
me though is
but
how he acted after everything started going down. Where it was just like, well, that's on y'all. So F y'all, two fingers up. And it's like, word, bro. You was hardcore promoting shit. Like,
mm-hmm.
so my point to this whole thing, G&Gs, and what I was just saying is that we went through this period of where it was about being the shiny suit man, right? It was a Diddy era in the crypto space where it was about really showcasing like that whole Lambo thing, that whole mooning thing, that whole being flashy and showing people what you got. If you actually look at those folks who were doing all of that, then X amount of them, the vast majority of them, are not people who were from the earlier part of the space. And then when you look at who's still in the space now, as far as like, oh yeah, we know that person owned X amount of Bitcoin or X amount of whatever other major legacy token there is, or even the new shit. Those folks didn't move in a certain way where they were being quote flashy, where they were showing off, where they were being um um what's the word I'm looking for right now? Where they were doing like impulse buying on things. They weren't out here showing their block folios for whatever it was, for whatever they were holding. You knew like, oh, Tim Draper's a real whale, but did you actually see his account? Did you actually see the other things he's connected with? Did you see him off like, showcasing materialistic things that didn't really matter? No. And my point within that is that we had that error. A lot of people learned their lesson the hard goddamn way. And I kind of like where we are right now, where people shut the hell up about what they got. Because the other part of it too is if you over here in the US jurisdiction,
Mm.
it's one of those, oh, word?
Oh, how much
That's
you
what you
got?
got?
Don't worry about the hackers. Don't worry about the
The
scammers.
government just gonna come knock on your door and be like, hey, so
Yeah. That YouTube channel you
you
be talking about. Yeah. Well, how much you got? Hey, how you
again,
pay for all this? Hey, how you got out of the debt? Hey, how
I have a
you?
CPA, and I'm not saying I'm out here balling. Far from it. Trust me, far from it. Because yo, the way the shit is set up here in the US, G&Gs, like when I tell you that they definitely rape you on the crypto side of it, they
Yeah, bro. I be,
rape you.
bro. Every think about it. You even if you make a business, even if you make an LLC, they taxing you long term gains. They
Yes.
they letting you know like, no. This is not no medium. This is like this is a taxable event. This is a taxable event. This is a taxable event.
You fart, it's
Bruh.
a taxable event over here.
What? Wait, who?
Like,
Bruh.
and yo,
If you get a hard fork, it's a taxable event. And we want that money now. What? Who?
like it literally does nothing. You have no idea what the hell it does, but you are financially responsible for it. That is literally what the IRS just dropped out in the US right now. If you
What?
have an event where a coin or a token hard forks, guess who the fuck is responsible for it? You.
Who?
I didn't even know it hard forward. I what? Yeah,
Airdrop.
like
I don't know. I ain't got that airdrop. That ain't me. I ain't air. I don't own none of that coin. What you mean?
right.
This the wallet you moved right here. This is that. I don't own none of that. That ain't my wallet. That's the thing.
Yo,
That ain't my wallet. We've
so
seen money come in and out of this wallet. There's the proof. I don't got control of it no more. Huh?
mm,
I got hacked. Who? What you mean you got hacked on
I had
live
a
camera?
whole conversation about that. G&G. I'll end up getting to it about this thing. About a particular software that I'm looking to test out. But segue. Speaking of testing things out and
Yes, yes.
testing, all right, we're gonna stop with the rambling. We're gonna stop really beating the shit out of Coinbase. Okay,
Who?
so let's get to some better conversation. Talk about some positive communities and all that fun stuff. And G&G's, like I said, conversations with. This is how shit go. This is just how I definitely like it to be contextually fluid, right? So as I said before, it turns out that Mackenzie knows X amount of the people that I know, and he's also, ironically enough, I don't know if ironic is the word I'm looking for, but we're gonna go with it. He's connected to Yen, which is Peter Saddington's platform, and also shout outs to his brother John. Those two, yo, when
Yeah,
I tell you,
yeah.
when I first came across Peter, and Peter don't know me from a can of paint, y'all, I was duly impressed for how much content this dude was pushing out on YouTube on a
Pushing.
daily.
But do you know the story why he did it? Did he? Did you?
So
Oh,
was this?
I was gonna. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
you
Go ahead.
you tell it because you actually know him in comparison. Of,
Oh
like I
no. The
actually
thing
was
is,
just
no. Here's the thing. I don't.
okay.
So I wasn't around for um, the that those days. He had a first channel, bite size Bitcoin.
Yes,
That
I
was
wasn't
his.
around for that those
I
days either.
wasn't
I
around for
came in
that
after.
time, but he got that channel to like I think 130,000 subscribers. That's where like either that or like maybe like somewhere between like he was up there like maybe 70,000 between 70 and 100,000 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He got that channel up to there talking about Bitcoin and just being himself and just looking at it and this and that. And the whole channel got demonetized and he couldn't stream, he couldn't put out videos, he couldn't do this and that because he was talking about everything in crypto. So any government stuff he was talking about, and he goes into depth like, well, this is what's happening in the blank blank country, and this is like pure talks about everything. And sometimes you can't talk about certain countries.
Right.
You can't speak a certain way about.
Especially when you start putting in the descriptors and
Yeah,
how the
when you start
algos
using
work
YouTube,
now.
how you're supposed to use YouTube, when you
Mm-hmm.
if you use YouTube how you're supposed to use YouTube, and you start talking about other countries, nah, bruh, that nah, we gonna stop. So his channel and you talking about crypto, so crypto's a world thing. It's not even like a country thing. It's a world thing. Trust me, something going on in China, I know about it. Huh? What them Chinese people doing? Something this. Oh dang, they doing that over there in Malta. So it's a world thing. And so when he finally got demonetized, he had to start a brand new channel up. And the brand new channel was decentralized TV. And he had to pump out content after content after content after content. He had to make 3-4 videos a day. Because he had to
No, he
flood
was
the
doing
market. He had to
yo.
flood the market with his content.
Yeah,
He
he was
had to.
doing definitely more than 3 videos a day. And like so G&G's in full disclosure, me and Mackenzie are both in the Yenzian I don't
Yenizens,
what
yeah,
Yenison
yen.io.
yeah,
Yenizens.
we're on the Yenisons .io like
It's a beta
like is
testing
it
right now.
how do we how do we label this, or like what do we call this as far as the beta? We're in the beta testing for the platform,
Yes.
but we're in a particular part for like the new content creators.
Right. So yen.io, and this is just in context of what's happening. So decentralized TV was Peter's YouTube channel. He essentially gave up the YouTube channel and gave it to like his most loyal like subscribers, the ones who, communicated with him, joined his private group, and just like found out about like all the things that were happening in the background. He from that point on, he was letting people know like he's got another project he's building, but it's just not ready yet. So he gave the YouTube channel to the community and then started working on his project. He got into his project, he did what his thing, and he started building Yen. And he started building Yen from the ground up. This version of Yen, I've seen like at least 2 or 3 versions of Yen. This is like the later version of Yen. And it didn't even look like this. At one point it looked a lot like Facebook, then it looked like a lot like Twitter, and now it's finally looking like its own entity, its own being. But what it is a social platform where you can build communities. It allows you to like, so think of Discord, right? You've used Discord before, right? Oh, you on mute.
So yeah, my bad, bro.
No, you good. But
I
you
was like,
you
"So what happened?"
but you've used
Yes,
Discord before, right? Where you
I
go
have.
in there, you can have a bot and you can build your community and people can talk, you can have moderators, all this and that, right? Well, imagine that, but now there's a Twitter feed. Now you got your own community that you can build, and you can connect your yen account to a centralized exchange like Coinbase, like Binance, like so and so, buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and it's going to reach a point where you can actually transact in between people
Peer to peer. What?
on the platform. That's one of the goals. That's
All
one of
right.
the
So G and G's. Here's what I'm gonna say. It ain't live and open to the public yet. And I'm still mad at Mackenzie for not putting me on
look,
first,
bro.
even though
I
I
don't
met him
chill. I
before I
don't.
met
Sh- I
Chris,
don't chill,
aka
bro.
Doge Lord. All right, so
DogeLord.com.
let me give y'all some background. Let me give y'all some background. I meet Mackenzie X amount of months ago, or not X amount of months, but like about a month or two ago
About
at
a
this
month ago.
about
Mm.
right. Yo, I just caught where you went with that.
Mm.
And he's let me not. So now then I end up connecting with Doge Lord, and it's been a couple of months that me and him have been going back and forth on IG on stuff. So then we end up actually having an interview, which I still have to deal with pushing out this interview, which will happen. Okay. And so you can listen to that conversation too and hear what got him to get involved in yen too, and what got him involved in the crypto space. And yo, Chris is a promoter like no other, because I
Yeah.
was very amazed at his ability to weave in things within the conversation. I'm gonna leave it there. When you listen to that episode, G and G's, you will fully understand what I'm saying. Now, going back to this other part of Mackenzie got into the yen group before me, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was definitely, when I found out about Bitcoin.pub, and then like they was about to do the yen thing, like I was trying for a long time to get put onto the beta testing for yen. I'm not even gonna lie, G and G's, because I was duly impressed by what Peter was talking about through decentralized TV, and an X amount of other people that I knew who were like
He
connected in
built he
various
built the
ways to that.
Bitcoin.pub that's still around today.
Yes.
It's still going.
And I tell people with Bitcoin.pub,
You
of
learn
the
everything you
different
need.
forums that are out there, I think it's one of the more actually like positive communal
Yeah.
online chat forums and like boards that you can find out there. Like I think Reddit has a shit ton of information, y'all. I ain't gonna, like, we all know that. But Reddit is a fire hydrant of information, and then on top of it, you have the assholes in Reddit. We
Yeah,
all at this
you got the
point know that,
moderators.
right? And so, but when you go to Bitcoin.pub, it's a very different temperament. It's a very different interaction. Like I tell people all the time, like if you want to go on something, like check that out. You can ask all types of questions. You can already find conversations that happen in threads and everything.
Yep,
And it's a very
and it's
different
just going,
environment.
and it's still
Right.
going today on its own without even Peter
Or John.
or John even like doing anything. People are just writing on it. People are just talking on it. People are posting things on it without them even like doing. And it's just a forum. It's just living and breathing on its own. That's
Yes.
what Yen's gonna do eventually.
So here's where I'm still chewing Mackenzie out,
Oh
G&Gs.
my God! Here
So
we go.
now I end up talking with John, and yo, you know what's also funny too? I'm also throwing John Kim under the bus
Oh my God!
because he
He
showed me. All right, so
he
this is
just got on. He just got
no no
on
no
like
no no
maybe
no
2
no no
months
no no no
ago.
no no nah, dog, no.
Bro, but he just got
He
on.
showed me the online joint back in Consensus, which is like 2 months back. Okay. And he was like, oh, yo, check it out, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, wow, like that's what it looks like. And I'm like all hyped and shit off of it. One, because I'm meeting John and actually getting to talk to him. Yo, he's one of the most down to earth dudes who like is the perfect example of how you don't have to be a techie dude or person to get into the crypto space and actually have
Yeah,
an effect on the
yeah,
bigger community.
yeah.
Like, and G&G's, until you meet this dude with all the words you hear people say about him and stuff, like you gotta meet him to really get his energy and like his enthusiasm, his drive. Like the dude he was already good. Like he had multiple like cell phone company shops and stuff. And his like how he got in story and like how he's been pushing and grinding and the shit is humbling. I'm not bullshitting on that. Like you can go and find how many different other interviews with him. Crypto Blood did an interview with him. A bunch of other people did interviews with him. And like when you actually sit down and talk with him, he's a real like down to earth dude, and he has a real relevant story of coming from a non-tech background and like actually having an effect on the bigger community because of how much he believes in what blockchain technology can do by way of Litecoin. Just saying that's his particular camp, but he doesn't knock anybody else. Now, I'm throwing him under the bus because he didn't put me on to being able to jump into the beta testing. And it wasn't until I ran and me and Chris actually talked, aka Doge Lord, who also does Doge Lord Apparel. You can find him on IG. You can find the website, which I don't know the name of it right now. I'm giving you a plug, Chris.
DogeLord.com.
Say it again.
DogeLord.com. He gonna be so happy that we promoting his stuff. I'll
Right,
tell you,
right.
he gonna be so happy.
Because I definitely messed up on putting out that episode on time. But my point, G&Gs, is why I'm like, man, y'all took forever to get me on, but I'm finally on.
Yeah, bro.
So again, in the full disclosure, me and Mackenzie are a part of the yen.io beta testing, and we're gonna be working on some things that's definitely going to change the game in this fourth quarter going into 2020. And each of
Look,
us in our own individual things of what we're doing, as well as just the overall bigger yen.io community. And this is actually my first mentioning of this.
oh, that's
Because I didn't
good.
talk about this during Chris's interview.
Have you seen
So
some of the people that are on Yen?
I have I
Yeah, have you seen some of the name?
um
I was pleasantly surprised when I saw some of the names that were on yen.io. Bro, like there are some definite like pseudonym accounts that got on yen.io. Some names there's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know who you really are, but you must be a whale because I don't think anybody knows who you really are." And I'm
uh,
like, yeah. Then you
okay,
got
so
Mr. Litecoin himself. Charlie Lee's on there.
Yeah, but Charlie hardly does any of his social media stuff, bro.
No,
So
he don't really do all that. But we got some heavy hitters. We got some names, bruh. We got some individuals.
G&Gs, here's what I'm gonna say on this other thing too.
Peter got pulled, boy. I was shocked.
Assuming that everything goes in an idealistic manner, right? And like the networking and the grinding and everything works out the way that it needs to, you will definitely start to hear me make more mention of yen.io on the podcast. I actually have an idea for something that we talked about well, this was last night actually, for what I want to work on, which is going to be a whole different channel idea. And I'm going to talk to you about that offline, by the way.
Okay, okay,
Um,
okay.
and so, yeah, like I, I gotta, and I'm a, yo, this is gonna sound like I'm dick riding. I'm dead ass. It is, but here's what I'm gonna say. Until you are around people who so fucking believe and know what they're doing is going to succeed, and they exude that on a whole different level. Not like, oh, I'm talking about it like, oh yeah, I want to do this one day. No, 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 no.
No, no,
There's a
no.
very,
Nah, bro.
very big difference between people who talk about possibilities of doing something and people who take action to do something and know they will reach that end goal.
Period.
When you talk to Peter,
Now you know here's the thing. He literally said it. Don't get mad when I succeed because you knew the moment you met me I was going to succeed. And I was like, oh shit.
Peter
Oh shit.
can definitely be a dick
Yeah, yeah, that's
on
yeah,
things,
yeah.
but when I tell you his confidence is infectious.
Mm.
And he doesn't talk from a point of like, oh, I think I can. He talks from a, I know I can because I've done this, and I've done A to 100. And if you, I'm going off of how Hexa works, and it's not even 100. But point being is, he talks from a standpoint of, I've taken action, I've reached this point. When I was knocked down, I got back up, took action again, and got higher than I was before. And like I said, this might sound like I'm dick riding, but if you're going off of somebody's track record, Peter has a fucking good track record. I don't know what else to say on that
But I
one.
do like, bro, think about it, bro. He lost the whole channel, lost everything when it came to the channel. Said, oh, that's okay. I know what I have to do now. I have to make another channel and start all over and destroy it. And people aren't going to like me. And people aren't going to be this. And people aren't going to do that. I don't care. Because I have a vision. I have a goal. And I'm going to achieve it. And there's like, bro, there's something crazy about that's something deadly about that, bro. It almost it's he I feel like he intentionally makes it hard to keep up with him. I feel like he gets pleasure out of knowing nobody's gonna work harder than him than he will, and he's
Okay,
gonna
so
fucking succeed. And I'm like, oh hell,
I'm gonna
bro.
have this as as an offline conversation.
Yeah, bro.
Um, because yeah, there's definitely a couple of things that I was just like, wow, like I am duly impressed.
Yeah, bro.
But G&G's, let's come to a close
Yeah,
in our
let's see what
last minutes of thoughts, because I want to talk with Mackenzie about some whole other next offline stuff.
and that's
And
what is it? An hour and 21 minutes? Yeah, I think they've gotten enough. I don't think
right,
anyone. I
like
think
these
they've
two
got it.
motherfuckers right here, what?
Yeah, this is gonna be like a 2-3 part episode thing. Cause ain't nobody sitting for an hour and 20 minutes and listening to something. Boy.
So if y'all don't know, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm on that like, um, Joe Rogan meets Mike Tyson Hotbox meets Tavis Smiley meets Sway meets Charlie Rose. If you don't know who any of those people are, you need to Googly them or DuckDuckGo them, and then you will have a better understanding of what I'm trying to do here on Trekking Cryptos to Connect in my Conversations with segment. That's what I'm gonna say.
Shout out to DuckDuckGo.
Yo,
Shout out to
DuckDuckGo
DuckDuckGo.
and Brave, because like right now
Yeah,
I'm on
that's the
everything
combo.
Brave.
That's the combo. DuckDuckGo
I'm
and Brave.
I'm
But
on
we gonna see it.
everything
We gonna
Brave.
see about this Brave. We gonna see because
There's one or two things I'm not necessarily a fan of for how they operate in, but
yeah.
I've
But
switched off of the Chrome. Like there's no Chrome going
yeah,
on
I
the
don't need no
mobile.
more. I don't need no ads. I don't need no cookies. I don't need no trackers. I'm good.
Bro, the
I'm good.
ads,
The
like
gap.
not dealing with ads is one of the yo, you know what it's like? G&G, I'm gonna credit to you this way. It's like when you got the paid account for Hulu and you get to skip commercials.
Oh my god. Oh
Yo, I
my
swear to
god.
goodness, bro. It's just like that. The only thing that sucks is you can't get around it on things like YouTube and how YouTube works for
Yeah.
putting ads on the front end of videos. But other than that, there are a good number of sites that I visit that's like, oh, well, I don't got to deal with that. I'm
You
gonna just do
sure?
what
You
I
sure
need to
about
do.
that?
Huh?
You sure about that? You might need to change some settings. I don't
There's
get
a
YouTube ads. I don't get YouTube ads, bro.
okay.
Let me just
So
make sure. Let me just make sure I ain't talking out my butt. But I don't believe I get YouTube ads, bro. Ever.
I know. So Tone was telling me that there is a option that they have for the paid version of YouTube, and I don't think it's the red you like what is it, red dot or
No,
something.
no, it's like YouTube Red, but it's not YouTube Red. It's Google. It's Google something. You get Google something, and you pay for that, and you get YouTube for free and stuff. But it's a Google product because Google owns YouTube now. And so
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
that's
So
wild.
it's there's a Google product that gives you YouTube and whatever, and they gonna come up with their own stuff, bruh. Here's the thing, like on the real, wait till Google Coin, wait till YouTube has their own little token on it. Hey, yeah, just a little token here. Watch videos and this like that. We're already the number one video platform here. Take a token. You can't
Yeah,
take it
but
out of YouTube though.
if you keep doing friggin' what's the joint that they're doing? They're doing um clearings where they're no cullings. That's the word I'm looking for. They're doing cullings. So whether you know we're spitting out what is it called? Algorithmic fairness. If your content made it past the muster of algorithmic fairness, all right, then all right, you'll be here a little bit longer. But as they keep changing the algos, there's more and more fine tuning to shrink the fence that you are sitting in. Like, there's a dude that I used to watch on YouTube, and this shit blew my mind, bro. This dude has been on YouTube for a good amount of time, and I watched him because I really liked his comic book commentary, right? And how he would explain stuff out, and I like how he like did his lines and stuff. Lo and behold, I think it was earlier this year or it was late last year where he was like, so we got hit with a demonetization on X amount of the videos. And I was like, what? Like, and mind you, this dude has been on for like probably more than 3 years or probably around 5 or something like that.
Right.
This is a comic book dude. And they said when he finally got reinstated for his monetization stuff, they hit him with something else, and it was just like, yeah, your content is something. And what's funny to me too was I remember last year when Cliff High was talking about how the algos were changing on YouTube and they were hitting people with demonetization and then they were basically like cutting channels. And all of the people who were outside of the woo woo content and like the conspiracy stuff and in the more like, oh well, I'm just talking regular stuff. Nobody was really saying nothing. Nobody was like trying to defend the woo woo people. And lo and behold, when they ass got swiped up and all of a sudden they demonetized and they can't do super chats and they can't do blah, all of it, it's like, why is this happening to me? Because like you saw the net being tightened and you didn't stay shit. Like you thought you was good because you was quote like doing the good content. Lo and behold, you got caught up and now you mad. Why you wasn't mad when the person who wasn't in your content pool who was getting they ass scraped, why wasn't you looking to defend them? Oh, because you didn't talk the same stuff. Like, I missed the channel. I'm not saying I don't. I missed the channel for sure because I really liked his stuff. But it's also one of those like, and ironically enough, too, I mentioned that shit in his channel last year on a comment. Right. And and that's the part of what gets me annoyed with YouTube now is that there's certain people that are like, damn, I remember this person. I wish they were still on, but they left because it was like, oh, YouTube is doing fuckery. So what can I do?
It is. But yeah,
Right.
but let me make sure we wrap this up then. I don't know if you still recording. Let me just guys, just let you go because I was recording this real quick. But guys,
Okay, so here is the closeout on it all, G and G's. Today I had the opportunity to talk with Mackenzie, and we just went in on like Coinbase, the US, and third party exchanges,
yeah,
right? And we
fun
also
talk,
did
bro.
talk.
I'm telling you, fun talk, bro. I when I get to talk to somebody that's not like a newbie, oh my god, I just want to talk about something that's real and not talk about something that's not real. That like that nobody like. We down $8,600. Oh, that's cute. Bruh, I mean, like, it be feeling, and I'm not gonna lie. When the price goes up, it do be feeling good. Price goes down, it be like whatever. But then when it stays down there, okay. Oh, so now back to the real shit. Like back to the
Mhm.
real talk. So I mess with it. But if you like I said, if you guys know if you guys want to know where you can find me, you can find me on Yen or whatever. But you can also find me on my YouTube channel, Crypto and Culture, where I do the tropes. I talk market. I talk the market. I talk the news. But I also try to make like a fun skit here and there with my roommates and my friends. I call them my crypto cousins, and I try to educate them about like what's going on, what's like how the SEC strong arming people, like how the IRS came out of
Sniping.
nowhere with their nonsense, and I try to make it fun and I try to educate. So that's really where I come from it. And if you want to see, what
Yo,
ratchet
what's the
black
IG
dude doing
channel?
it. Oh, everything's at Crypto Kinsey. So Twitter, IG at Crypto Kinsey. Channel is Crypto in Culture. You can type in Crypto and Culture or the letter in Culture. I'm the only one that's gonna come up. So I mess with it. I got a solid name.
And there you have it, G and G's. This evening has been brought to you by two dudes just rambling on about crypto blockchain related things and just enjoying and vibing on each other's company. And my name is Trek, by the way, and this is Trek and Cryptos to Connect, if you don't know. And yeah, that's where we're at. So Mackenzie, I want to say thank you. I appreciate and really enjoyed this conversation with you because you definitely got me hyped, bro. I don't know why, but you got me hyped.
And that's what I do to
Um,
people. At least I try. At least I try. I be trying.
all right, man. So one, G and G's. Thank you again, Mackenzie.
All right, let me exit full screen. Blow.